You see this shit? This is why we can't have nice things. Does this look like a damn bed to you? Get off. Go over there. Go lay on that one. Hello and welcome. Welcome back to another K-swap video. I'm Trip. This is my K24a I picked up for my FRS. And what we're doing today is I'm going to start prepping the K24. You know, tear it down, get it down to bell, long block, take all the manifolds and everything off, and start freshening up. I got a lot of new parts for it. So when I am ready to drop this thing in, it's already freshened up, it's already ready to go. As of now, this is August, I'm still waiting on the K-Power kit. Apparently it's supposed to go on pre-order later this month, so I'm still waiting on that. But there's still a lot of things we can do until then. So I've started ordering parts, which is mostly pretty much all OEM parts. Let's see what we got. Got some chain guides, a few seals, some gaskets, brand new chain, tensional. Got the Type S oil pump, which is something almost everybody does. You know, you plan on running a lot of RPMs. Got a new upper cam gear, just gives you a little more timing. And some other guides and tensionals, another chain, and Honda Bond, new water pump, and a shield. That is what I have so far. I will continue to order parts as I tear this thing down. Okay, let's tear this thing down. There's a lot of stuff on here that I'm not going to need anymore, or it's going to get replaced anyway. Okay, as you can see, I got most of these stuff off. Starting to look kind of naked. And look at all this. A lot of weight reduction right there. So as I know, a lot of this stuff I won't use. Some of it I will, like starters and a few other little things. But a lot of it I won't reuse, as far as I know. Probably should have said this in the beginning. I am not a K-swap expert or Honda expert, so this is my first time messing with the K-series, so I'm learning as I go. And with not knowing anything about K-swaps, this was pretty easy. Didn't take me very long at all to do. So now I can start working on valve cover stuff. Okay, cover was off. The oil pan was kind of a pain in the butt. It was sewed on very tight. Had a lot of sealing on it. But everything is open and exposed. Now we can kind of start messing with the internal bits. Like taking the chain apart and messing with the oil pump. I kind of see the big size difference between this one and that one. Okay, the oil pump is off. Now you can kind of see the difference between the two. This big one is the one that stood off. Kind of looks like a root supercharger. It's supposed to be a balance shaft, so this is supposed to be more balanced. But as you can see, it's big, bulky, adds a lot of mass, a lot more rotational mass. And the Type S one, it's a lot smaller. And the reason people run these is you can turn a lot more higher RPMs with this. This one will explode if you try to go higher RPMs. Also, you gotta add the bigger dust shield because these, when I took off, was way too small. And I need to take out this little port, little oil port. That has to come out, and I gotta plug that. But since I had this off, you know, I started inspecting things, make sure there's no play in my bearings while I'm here. And everything is looking good. So far, the engine looks pretty clean. Nothing alarming, nothing to be afraid about. So, next, I guess I'll take that little thing out. Okay, next step I gotta do is you gotta find a bolt, kind of a thicker bolt, to plug that hole. First I'll put a little bit of Honda Bond around it to help seal it, and plug that oil jet. Okay, now I get to do the fun part, which is modify the new oil pump. If you're wondering why I have all these rags and stuff, because I was cleaning all the sealant around the oil pan, all the gasket material. I try to make it where it doesn't fall back in the engine, try to keep it as clean as possible. But now, the Type S oil pump came off a K20 and doesn't fit the K24 without modifying it. You gotta pretty much cut out some of this material so it goes over these two bolts in this flange. So I gotta cut that out. Okay, I got it all grinded out, smoothed up, and it fits flush, and probably hard to tell, but it barely clears. You gotta be careful not to grind this area too much, or you'll lose that bolt hole, the threads in there. I don't know if you can see daylight. And of course I covered it up with a bag and tape, because the last thing you want is to be sucking through, grind that metal particles through there into the oil system, make for a bad day. Okay, now that I know that the oil pump fits, got it all trimmed up. Now I gotta start working on probably one of the more harder parts of a engine build, I think, is all the timing stuff. All this has to come off. Luckily I got a lot. I got new guides, new chains. I got this cam gear has to come off. I got a new one of those. So this should be almost a brand new engine when I get done with it. So let's start taking this stuff off. Got my chain on. I don't have it. I have the bolts in, but I don't have anything torqued yet. I still have to put that tensioner in now. So I'm gonna hang out for now. First, I'm gonna do the timing chain. So I got all new stuff for it. New chain, new guides, and I have the cam pinned, cam gears. That way these cannot rotate. So let's throw this thing on. That's how it goes, right? It's done. As you see, I got my chain, all my guides, and everything on. And you see these two gold links? They go between this little dot. See that? And same thing on this one. This is a little dot. These two lines are lined up. This is top dead center. That's facing up. And there's another gold link down here. And there's a little dot on the little gear, little cog. I can't really see it because the link is covering it, but there is a dot though. And I got the two pins out of the back of the cam gears, so they should be able to move freely. Only thing is left is to pull my little green thumbtack. Okay, I turned the engine over quite a few times, make sure everything is working properly and that all my lines ended up where they're supposed to be. So this engine should be good to go, should be timed. Another thing you can do is take up your #1 spark plug out of this cylinder, stick something long and skinny down in there.
I'll have to ask my accountant about that.
And to make sure that that piston is at the very top. That's how you know it's that top dead center. You can crank it over, see it going up and down. When it goes all the way up and stops moving, that's how you know top dead center. And everything should still line up, which it does. Now that everything's done for the most part, this still has to go on, but I think I'm going to paint this first. Clean it up, make it look nice before it goes back on. Hey, she's all back yellow. Looks like an engine again. This is as far as I'm going in this video because I had to order parts and a few things. Now I'm playing the waiting game. But since I was waiting, I figured I'd order a few things. I ordered the plate that goes here. Figured I'd get a nice looking fancy one. Since this is going to be open in the engine bay, you'll be able to see it very well. So I figured I'd make the front of it look nice. Also had to order a new water pump housing because the JDM one is different from the USDM one. Like the way that the alternator mounts is different and uses a different alternator. So I ordered one of those so I can be US spec. It'd be a lot easier to find parts being US spec, and I had to find bolts for these. That's where the front-wheel drive engine mount went. Luckily I have a big bucket full of bolts and hardware and random stuff, which comes in handy a lot. Also had to order a few gaskets and seals and things I know I need. Like I know I'm going to need like intake manifold gasket and exhaust manifold gasket, so I'll order those. I do plan on painting the valve cover. I just didn't want to do it yet. I will wait till it gets in the car. That way I don't scratch it up and all that stuff now. But what color do you think I should paint the valve cover? The car is graphite gray, so I'd rather not go with a dark color. So put in the comments with what you think I should paint the valve cover. For the most part, this was a pretty straightforward, easy process. No special crazy tools was involved. I could have done it in a day, day and a half if I wanted to. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Or if you have any advice about it, you can leave those too. Okay, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. And if you plan on doing a K-swap as well, hit me up, let me know. And this is just the beginning of this process. A lot more videos to come. I can't wait for those. But until then, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.